What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video. In today's video, I got the ultimate Peni Parker guide. I'm going to show you guys tips, tricks, strategies all the way from the beginning level and then dive into a deeper understanding on the true fundamentals of how this character Peni Parker is played. Grab whatever you need because this is the ultimate Peni guide. Let's get into it. The first thing that we're going to look at today is Peni's Cyberweb cluster. Peni's primary will do 30 damage to an enemy, and if you shoot in a 1.5 radius around the enemy, it will do about half of that damage. Another plus side about playing Peni Parker is that she has infinite ammo. Peni's gun is one of the most important parts of her kit, but it is also the most basic. The next ability that we're going to look at is Peni Parker's ultimate ability, which is called a Spider Sweeper. The ult will immediately grant Peni 450 bonus HP, and it will immediately transform her over the course of 1.5 seconds. Her ultimate only lasts about 12 seconds. Peni Parker's untransformation from her ultimate takes about 0.75 seconds. During this time, the massive webbing on the ground will go away. She's able to throw down 7 of those mines during her ultimate phase, each at 0.7 seconds. Spider Sweep is another one that's part of her ultimate. You're able to hit enemies from about 4.5 meters away, but only enemies that are right in front of Peni. This part does not follow the crosshair. It is important that you make sure that the enemy is in front of Peni during this phase. It is very easy to bully somebody that is at low HP or just a squishy like a healer. Each time that you hit him, it does 60 damage and knocks him into the air. Another thing I forgot to mention is that each one of those mines during her ultimate phase will do 100 damage. As well as after her ultimate, they will not go away and act as regular mines. The next ability that I would like to look at is Peni's bionic spider nest. Once deployed, it has 350 HP and has a 1-second buffer. It will create a large webbing that will not count to your 3 web limit. After 1 second of it being deployed, it will spit out 2 spider drones, and after 3 seconds, it will spit out another 2. From my testing, I believe that it can only go up to about 10 mines at one time. You can reactivate this ability, which will allow it to self-destruct, but sadly it does not cause any splash damage towards enemies. The base cooldown on this ability is 15 seconds. This ability also scales linear with the percentage of health remaining. For example, if it self-destruct a nest at 150 HP, the remaining 43% puts on about 8.5 second cooldown. If you deactivate a nest with 25 HP, it will be on a 14 second cooldown. The spider drones inside of the web will seek towards enemies and will do 40 damage upon reaching an enemy. This ability is a little glitchy. If you would place it at a wall and the mines get stuck on a wall, it will not climb up the wall. Sometimes they will, but most of the time they will just stay down there but still trying to reach that enemy. But as soon as that enemy jumps down from that wall, the mines will instantly damage them. The next ability that I want to look at are Peni's mines. Peni is able to hold up to 4 mines in her inventory, and she's able to deploy 15 at one time. These mines can be destroyed by an enemy unless they are hidden in your bionic web traps or just the webs that you're able to throw down. The recharge on her mines are 4 seconds for each one. Each mine will last up to about 60 seconds. Placing a new mine will deactivate the old one. This time limit and hard cap is shared with the mines placed during the Spider Sweeper. Peni's next ability that I want to look at is her Cyber Bond, which has a range of 30 meters and its cooldown is about 3 seconds, which begins after the bond is either disconnected or through reactivation of breaking LOS with the web of Peni's bonded to. The web will pull Peni back whenever she lets go and is far enough from the web while shooting an enemy or just doing whatever you're doing. Or B is when she is farther than 15 meters, it will pull her back or it will just snap. Another tech that you can do, which I've only done personally one time, but it is a fun thing to do, is webbing up to a high place and bouncing up and down like a bungee jump. Another thing that I've learned playing this character is that Wolverines will clearly target you. So if you see an enemy Wolverine, be prepared for when they jump and try to throw you into their own backlines to web back. I have been put in situations where Wolverines have thrown me into their backlines, and the only way that I've made it out is by webbing onto a wall, roof, or just the ground next to my healers. The next ability is Peni's wall climbing. Obviously, there's not too much to this ability. A really useful way to use this ability is if you're playing against a main Groot and the Groot tries to wall you off from your own healers and team, you just climb up that Groot's wall. The next ability that I would like to look at is Peni's Cyberweb Snare. Cyberweb Snare has an infinite projectile range and will stun a hero for 0.7 seconds. It will do 5 damage a hit, and it is great to team up with your mines or to team up with your players on your team against backline attackers. Peni will usually fully counter backline attackers as long as you play her right, because if you stay in the range of your mines and your traps and then also snare somebody inside of all that while your healers are shooting at them, they stand no chance against that. Peni also has a team up with Venom. It allows her to turn into a black blob that will do 50 damage per hitting an enemy and also send them airborne. I usually don't use this ability because I don't really get teamed up with Venoms, because the backline attacking Venom does not really pair up. But when you do get the ability, make sure to use it because it is great to push into points with. Alright, that's all the basics of what Peni's abilities are. But let's jump into more of a deeper understanding of how this character works. Peni has a base of 650 HP, and while standing in her webs, she can heal up to 800 HP. If she steps out of her webs, it will slowly decline after a few seconds and go all the way back down to 650 HP until she stands back into her webs. This works for her snare web, her ability web, and as well as her trapping webs. This also works with her ultimate ability. When she's running around in her webs, she will constantly be gaining health. Being tethered to a web does not allow you to get HP over time. You have to be currently standing on the web to gain your HP. Unlike her health regen, her bonus health accumulation does increase depending on the number of webs you're standing in. While standing in one web, she gains her full overshield in about 3.5 seconds. While standing in 2 webs, she gains it in about 3 seconds. 3 webs, she gains it in 2 seconds. And 4 webs, she gains it in 1.5. Another really good ability that you need to add into your game is when you are setting down your traps, to throw your snare webs or your mobility webs onto the ground and connect them in a line that will allow the mines from your trap to travel through the webs and hit enemy players. It also works with Peni's ultimate. The webs that you leave while running around will also allow the mines to travel through those webs and damage enemy players. I'll show you a few examples of those later on. While doing further testing for this exact video, I found out that when you snare somebody and you have 3 webs on the ground, it will not eliminate one of those webs. That's a huge ability because that means that you can keep your line of webs onto the ground and still be able to trap somebody and hopefully give your mines enough time to travel through those webs and hit them. Next, just communicate with your teammates. Your teammates are the most important things in this game. This game is meant to be a team game. It's not meant to be a one-person game. So tell them the playstyle that you do as Peni, because there's multiple playstyles. There can be someone that is aggressive with Peni. There could be somebody that lays back more with Peni. The more ideal Peni players will lay back more and help the support players, but there is times where it is good to be aggressive in some situations. What I do at the beginning of each game is just tell my healers and DPS players that I'm going to be setting up my webs in the back just to try to stay in them as much as possible. To every great character out there, there is great counters to them. Iron Man is the first one on my list. He'll get behind you, destroy your Peni nest, and then leave you without any health and constantly fire at you. Punisher's the next one because his turret will just instantly shred right through Peni. She has no survivability to the counters without cover. And since Peni's a little bigger target, his ultimate will just shred right through her. Helga's third on my list because of how much damage she can inflict onto your character. Also, her ultimate is just a complete counter towards Peni. The best thing that you can pray for with the Helga is that you have the mines placed at her feet when she gets off of her ult and it just explodes instantly. or she's just dumb enough to run into your mines. The last one's Bucky because he's able to pull you right into his enemy back lines and pretty much just kill you instantly. One more counter for Peni is Spider-Man because I guess he can pull you into his back lines and they can all just start shooting at you, but I never see a Spider-Man ever pull you into their back lines. Alright, that should do it, guys. If you made it this far, I really hope that you enjoyed the video and take these tips into your game and improve your own gameplay. And if this video does well, I will do an even more in-depth guide of how to play Peni Parker. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to check out any of my other videos. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.